Hello, folks! Every good school has its own set of rules, and most of them are pretty useful. They're present to make sure the institute keeps running smoothly, students stay safe, and every single one of them gets the education they're paying top dollar for. But in some cases, these rules are seemingly arbitrary, pointless, and at times flat out weird. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your meal because here's a list of 10 of the most bizarre and strange school rules around the world. Let's get it on! Number 10. No best friends allowed. Yeah, folks, there are a few very real institutes in both Europe and the United States that have actually banned students from having best friends. For instance, one preschool in Massachusetts forced children to stop using the term. The absurd reasoning the principal gave was that calling someone your bestie or BFF can lead to others feeling excluded and hurt. This is completely ridiculous because kids are always going to have that one person with whom they deeply connect, and that's obviously going to be apparent to everyone in the class as well. Banning the term accomplishes absolutely nothing. Number 9. Do not raise your hands. Moving on, this next entry is perhaps even more ridiculous. In Nottinghamshire of Samworth Church Academy actually banned students from raising their hands in class in response to questions. Why? Because apparently this method of answering is outdated and it fails to challenge pupils effectively. They claim that they were going to introduce new methods to make sure that every student is included in their learning activities. Obviously, parents were outraged and some even complained to the press about this. They argued that if teachers wanted to involve everyone, just don't let the same student answer twice. What makes this kind of hilarious is that the school's own logo shows two children with their hands raised in the air. Number 8. No more than 3 bathroom trips in an entire semester. In 2009, the Evergreen Park High School in Chicago introduced one of the most cruel and nonsensical rules ever. The students would only be allowed to take 3 trips to the bathroom during the entire semester. If they absolutely have to make any additional visits, they'll have to make up class after school. The principal defended this policy by saying that this would make sure students don't use bathroom breaks as a means to spend time away from class, and that it enables teachers to hold kids accountable during valuable class time. Surely they could have found a better way to make this happen. We don't know about you, but banning people from going to the toilet sounds completely inhumane to us. If there was a cap on each class, we'd still somewhat understand. But just 3 visits per semester? Were the officials out of their minds? Number 7. Do not use red pens. Okay, so let's give the students a break. This rule, introduced at the Mounts Bay Academy in the United Kingdom, banned teachers from using red ink. They were told that the color red is very negative and it doesn't help the students in any way. They were ordered to use green pens instead so that students wouldn't get discouraged when they were given low grades. Plus, the pupils were asked to comment on these markings by using purple pens only. Apparently, this was designed to encourage dialogue between teachers and students. We really don't see the point of this because at the end of the day, a 0 is a 0. Who cares what ink is used? You're not going to magically feel better about your grade just because your teachers are using a different color. Number 6. Say no to romance. The rules in Japanese schools are notoriously strict, and perhaps the strangest one is that in some places, students aren't allowed to date each other under any circumstances. Kind of strange to imagine that teens in Japan grow up without having high school sweethearts, isn't it? Well, apparently this rule is in place for 2 major reasons. First, they believe that kids are too young to really understand relationships, and they should stay away from any kind of romance. Secondly, they want students to be hyper-focused on their education, and affairs can potentially distract them from their real goals. So what happens if the school discovers that 2 kids are in a secret relationship? Well, they are either fined, given detention, suspended, or thrown out of the school altogether. Yikes! Imagine getting expelled for falling in love. Number 5. No touching. And now, if you thought banning people for dating was bad, take a load of this. The Quest Academy in London banned its pupils from literally all forms of physical contact. Yeah, this includes simple stuff like hugs, shaking hands, or even a good old high five. The school principal, Andy Croft, claimed that the reason for this ban is to prevent bullying. He expressed that physical contact is associated with poor behavior or bullying and can lead to fighting among pupils. 15-year-old Danya Chong actually received detention for cuddling her female friend, and she accused the institution of trying to turn them into robots. Her mother said that if kids can't even hug each other, then they'll never learn to be socially interactive. Mr. Croft disagreed with this and said that this rule would help create a disciplined environment, which is essential for learning and respect. Hey guy, we have just one question. Are you trying to educate real human beings or androids here? Come on! Number 4. No winners or losers. Next on our list is the so-called no winners rule. A bunch of schools in the UK reward every single pupil on sports day so they don't really feel left out. Teachers want to be inclusive and give prizes to both winners and losers so that no one's feelings are hurt. Again, we believe this to be completely ludicrous. One of the reasons sports are so fun and character building is because how competitive they are. They can teach you to push yourself to achieve your goal while having fun. Yeah, kids should be taught that there's absolutely nothing wrong with losing, but not awarding them for winning is just unbelievable. Seriously, what's the point of any game if there's no result? We can't even imagine how dull these sports days must be. Plus, if you want to produce world-class athletes, this is the worst possible step you can take. Number 3. Don't eat ketchup. Did you know that the French government has actually imposed a ban on school and college cafeterias from offering ketchup to its students? The only thing that they can use it with is French fries, but you can only have those once a week also. That too with either a steak hachi or burger. Kids who use tomato sauce with other meals will be punished by the food police with detention or worse. What's weirder is that French school children aren't even allowed to bring home prepared meals to school. They have two choices: either eat the ketchup-less food in the cafeteria or go all the way home during recess for lunch. According to some, this rule exists so that children can become familiar with French recipes. The authorities believe that these sauces are used to mask the taste of whatever kids are eating, and that's some sort of a threat to the country's rich culture. Number 2. No running during recess. Remember how excited we feel when we hear the bell going off during recess? We jump out of our seats and run outside as fast as possible to utilize the free time as much as possible. We're getting kinda nostalgic now, huh? So apparently some schools in the United Kingdom have started banning running during recess because it's considered to be dangerous as it can cause serious injuries. Kids here can't even play a simple game of tag or soccer during their break anymore. They can talk to each other and use super safe playground structures under supervision, but that's about it. Oh, and remember how much fun dodgeball used to be? Yeah, that's completely off the table as well. In fact, hardballs are banned at almost every school. What's left? Number 1. Divider between male and female students. Oh boy. So you may have seen the viral picture of a classroom from Kabul where the male and female students were separated using a curtain as a divider. But if you thought someone did this purposely as a joke, think again. This is actually something that's practiced in some institutions in Afghanistan. Students are either taught in completely different classrooms, or if they absolutely have to use the same class, males and females are separated from each other using a huge board or a curtain. This is done to supposedly promote modesty and stop them from interacting from each other. Alright, which of these rules did you find to be the most absurd? And what was the strangest policy at your school? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Trend Joint, and we'll see you in the next one.